Level 1. The Shadow Accountant. You're 24 years old, sitting in a windowless office in London's financial district. You have a degree in finance, a mountain of student debt, and a job that pays just enough to keep you in a tiny apartment and a cheap suit. You're smart and you're bored. You spend your days looking at ledgers for companies that don't seem to sell anything. One day, your boss, a man who smells of expensive tobacco and never looks you in the eye, places a file on your desk. "Make these numbers look like a construction project in Ras Al Khaimah," he says. You do it. It's a phantom transaction, much like the ones run by the white paper fan in the triads. You record income that doesn't exist to wash money that shouldn't be there. 2 weeks later, there is an extra £5,000 in your bank account. No taxes, no questions. You think you found a shortcut. You don't realize you've just become a chestka, the bottom rung of a global machine. You're reliable, you're quiet, and most importantly, you're now a liability that the organization needs to keep close. Level 2. The Shell Company Architect. You're 27 now. You no longer work in London. You've been relocated to a mid-tier firm in Nicosia, Cyprus. Your job isn't just balancing books anymore, it's creation. You are the architect of shell companies. You set up entities in the British Virgin Islands, Panama, and the Seychelles. Money flows from drug seizures in Mexico or protection rackets in Moscow, hits your accounts in Cyprus, and then disappears into the gray market. You're moving millions and you're getting good at it. You follow the logic of the cartel operator. You turn drug money into clean money so well that the banks smile when they see you. You wear better suits now. You eat at expensive restaurants, but you're starting to see the edges of the cage. You're told which lawyers to use, which hotels to stay in, and who to avoid. You're no longer just an employee, you're an asset. If you try to leave, the debt you've accumulated, the favors, the quiet payments, will be called in. And as the sources show, these debts are never meant to be repaid with money, only with service. Level 3. The Courier of the Desert. You're 30. The heat in Cyprus is getting too much. Not the weather, but the regulators. The EU is tightening its grip. Your boss, a brigadier from the Bratva, tells you it's time to move to the hub. You land in Dubai. The first thing you notice is the heat. It hits you like a physical wall as you step off the plane. You're met by a black SUV with tinted windows. You aren't taken to a hotel. You're taken to a warehouse in the Al-Quoz industrial area. Inside are crates of electronics. Just like the 49er in Hong Kong, you don't ask what's inside, even when they smell of chemicals or clink like glass. Your job is to coordinate the logistics. You bribe customs officials, you manage the drivers who move product across the border into Oman, and you deliver the goods to buyers who pay in cash. You're a transporter now, just like the kids in Sinaloa. Every time you see the police, your stomach drops, but you remind yourself that here, the right people are on the payroll. Level 4. The Nightclub Facilitator. You're 33. You've proven you can handle the heat. You're promoted to run a nightclub in the Dubai Marina. On paper, it's one of the most successful spots in the city. To the tourists, you're a high-flying expat manager. But underneath, the club is a washing machine for dirty money. You manage the legitimate front. The register brings up thousands of phantom drinks every night. The cash that comes in dirty from the streets of Europe gets recorded as legitimate income from VIP tables and bottle service. You also manage the protection. You pay the weekly envelope to local contacts to ensure the music stays loud and the lights stay on. You're making 100,000 dirhams a month now. You have a penthouse, you have a sports car. You're living the Dubai dream, but you're also a collector. When a VIP guest runs up a debt they can't pay, you send the muscle. You don't kill them, you just hurt them enough to send a message. You're a predator in a suit. Level 5. The Regional Fixer. You're 37. You're no longer managing a club, you're managing a territory. You are the regional chief of the desert operations. You have 5 plaza bosses reporting to you. You control the distribution routes for precursor chemicals coming from China and the money flowing back to the cartels in Colombia. Your office is in a glass tower overlooking the Burj Khalifa. You spend your days in meetings with international operators from across the globe. You sit with Italian and 'Ndrangheta bosses in the morning to discuss cocaine routes and Albanian gang leaders in the afternoon to coordinate heroin shipments. You are the bridge. You negotiate truces, you divide territories, and you ensure the machine keeps running without attracting too much attention. You're a billionaire on paper, but you own nothing in your own name. You live in a golden cage, and the paranoia is starting to eat you alive. Level 6. The International Operator, the Dubai Exile. You're 42. You've become too high profile to stay in Europe or Russia. The authorities back home have built a case. You're officially the hunted. You relocate to Dubai permanently because there is no extradition treaty that can reach you here. You're not retired. You're expanding. You coordinate global operations across 3 continents from your villa on the Palm Jumeirah. You're a global operator now, with hundreds of millions in offshore accounts and shell companies. But the price of this power is absolute isolation. You haven't walked a public street without a security detail of 12 former military guards in 5 years. You have everything, the gold, the cars, the views, and you have nothing. You watch your sister's wedding in Canada or your daughter's graduation in London on a video call, alone in your villa, knowing that if you step on a plane, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. Level 7. The Shadow Billionaire. You're 46. You are one of the founders, a legend in the underworld. You don't do interviews, you don't have social media, and you haven't been photographed in a decade. You are a myth. You sit at the head of a table where decisions are made that affect the economies of entire nations. You negotiate with government officials who officially ban your existence but unofficially use your networks. You mobilize your men to influence politics or crush movements when called upon by those in power. You're at the very top of the ladder, but you realize the ladder was always resting on corpses. You're worth billions, but you can't even visit your mother's grave because snipers might be waiting. You live in a compound with 20-foot walls and guard towers, a prisoner of the empire you built. Level 8. The Hunted. You're 50. The world is changing. The international community is cracking down on gray havens. Asset freezes, sanctions, and Interpol red notices are issued for your arrest. The charges: money laundering, racketeering, and conspiracy to commit murder. You're safe in Dubai for now, but the walls are closing in. Other exiles like you, the Vori or the cartel bosses, have started to disappear. Some are poisoned, some are shot, some die in mysterious car bombs. You realize that you've become a liability. You're no longer useful to the people who protected you. You're a target for those who want your position. You don't sleep anymore. You keep a gun under your pillow and change where you sleep every few nights. You trust no one, not even your closest lieutenants, because you know that in this world, replacement is permanent. Level 9. The Reckoning. It happens on a Thursday, a day like any other in the desert sun. You're having lunch at a beachfront restaurant in Dubai. Your bodyguards are stationed outside, scanning the crowd. You're eating alone, staring at the turquoise water, thinking about that first ledger in London 26 years ago. A waiter brings you tea. You take a sip. 20 minutes later, you feel sick. Your vision blurs. Your hands go numb. You realize, too late, that it was the tea. The toxin is already in your bloodstream. You collapse on the pristine white sand. Your bodyguards rush you to the hospital, but by the time you arrive, your heart has failed. The official report will say natural causes, but the world knows the truth. Someone flipped, someone got lucky, or maybe the machine just decided it was your turn to go. You're 50 years old. You spent your life climbing to the top of the Burj Khalifa, only to find that the view was exactly the same as the view from the hospital cafeteria in Hong Kong or the metro station in Moscow. You have nothing but time and the ghosts of everyone you hurt to get here. This is the Dubai Rank, a golden cage built on blood and corruption. You were the king, but now you're just a cautionary tale, a ghost story told to the next 24-year-old accountant sitting in a windowless office, dreaming of a shortcut, because the machine never stops. It just moves on to the next person, and in the end, the debt you owe, the one you thought you could outrun, is the only thing that's truly yours.